Morning and Happy New Year. It is Tuesday. It is the 2nd. It is time to get back to reality, which sucks. I'm running about 10 minutes late, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress too much about it, because I figure most everyone else will be as well. It's the 2nd. Now, I mentioned in my last video, all the way back last year, that we would be on an odd schedule this week because of New Year, and that we will be getting back to regular things next week. That means that today, I don't have a recap for you, because I didn't have an intro yesterday, because we didn't have a session yesterday. It means that today, I'm going to be talking about what's going to happen in-game tomorrow, because we have changed the Monday game to a Wednesday this week. So, what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? In short, the shit's finally going to hit the fan. We left our group leading a band of basically refugee changelings who are trying to get the hell out of there through the middle of the Magic Kingdom, trying to reach the palace, which they know is currently the empty castle in the Fey Realm. Although the realms are merging, so that's going to be an interesting thing in and of itself. But as they were approaching the castle, they encountered two things of note. One of them was a burning statue that contained a scroll which was on fire but did not seem to burn itself, just everything around it. And the other was a pack of werewolves. It's never good to run into a pack of werewolves. Now, there may be times when you run into a pack of werewolves and you don't know they're a pack of werewolves. Say if they're all in their normal human forms and going about their normal day as the biker gang or something. Probably still not great to run into them, but you're going to be okay there. Much worse, however, when you run into a pack of werewolves and you are fully aware of the fact that they are a pack of werewolves. That usually means something's not right. Now, it's also worth noting that they've approached this place on Christmas morning. Morning is a key term there, because it means that the only people who might have possibly been their allies, the vampires that they met, are not available to aid them. Even, we don't know the situation if they would be willing to aid them right now or not. But it means even if they were willing to, they can't. So, most of the group, excuse me, it has been a long holiday season. Most of the group has basically ended the session with a turn to look at Taylor. Taylor, of course, is the player who is playing our she-noble. Basically with the, hey, yeah, you talk us out of this, as they realized the situation they were in. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of stress amongst the players about what's going to get said here and how it's going to go. There are a couple surprises to be thrown at them in this. Basically, what the werewolves are doing here was not, they weren't actually waiting in ambush for the changelings. They were here because of the scroll. Now, going into the history of it a bit, I've mentioned before that with Disneyworld, a compromise was made, an agreement was signed. And that all of the various supernatural types signed this agreement and imbued it in some way. That means that the changelings infused it with the stuff of dreams. It means that the mages cast magic upon it. It means that the vampires infused it with blood magic. It was actually signed in blood. It means that the werewolves made oaths over it and infused it with Gaia's energies. There are a lot of other groups involved in this as well, but those are kind of the main ones that we're going to talk about. I mean, yes, the demons signed it, the mummies signed it, but what I'm trying to get across here is the fact that this was not just a document that was signed. This was a contract infused with power. And it has been broken. The players don't realize this yet, but that's why it's burning. Part of the power placed on it was the ability to know when it had been broken. And the players also don't realize yet that the scroll has the ability to tell who has broken it, if used correctly. That could come into play later, if they ever figure it out. That kind of depends on who they decide to talk to. Because, spoiler, no one who's currently here knows how to do that. And the ones who do know how to do it might not want to do it. So, we have changelings, we have wolves, we have the broken contract. And basically, the wolves, because of what's going on, because of the fact that the dreaming has invaded reality, the wolves are going to turn and blame the changelings, and by extension, the noble among them, because werewolves understand a pact structure. Werewolves understand that the alpha, or the noble, if you want to call them that, is responsible for their pack. So basically, these wolves are going to turn and accuse Taylor's character of breaking the contract. And I'm not going to drop full spoilers, because obviously if something changes, it might have to be altered. But there are going to be a couple other wares that are not wolves who are going to come into play. And one of them, who is Big Al, who is a werebear. Excuse me. Choking on my own gum. Big Al, who is a werebear, is going to come in, and he is going to offer a way out. But there will be repercussions if they take it. And this is kind of where I want to see where the players are going to take this game. For anyone who's been following, this turn of events, this kind of infusion of energy and power and the dreaming, was not my original plan, but it did actually suit my plans quite well, because the fallout from this is actually going to be an even better way of getting into the game than what I had originally planned. I had originally planned for some catastrophe to happen, and then there'd be a struggle afterwards to clean it up. This works out even better. But Big Al is going to ask the question, are these your people? It's a very simple question, but it will have profound implications. Because if Taylor's character, as a noble, claims these people, then he is taking responsibility. He is owning whatever blame for the contract, for the deaths, for whatever else, whatever the other supernaturals want to put at his feet, he's taking blame for it. Now, if he says, no, these aren't my people, then the Dreaming will recognize that, and he will have lost any chance that he has of claiming the throne here at Walt Disney World, here at this court. Because if he denies that these are his people, then he denies any right that he may have to leading them. So we have a very interesting situation here, and I'm going to be very interested to see if the players recognize the significance of this question. Now, they're used to me as a DM, so they're used to traps being set. I get that they're used to traps being set, but every once in a while, I feel like I can get a trap that they might not realize is a trap. And even better, when I can get a trap that's actually a double trap, because either choice is a trap. It's just a different trap. So, I think that's going to take up a lot of game time tonight. This discourse with the werewolves. And I can't really predict what's going to happen after that, because the answer to that question will determine the next 5, 6, 8 sessions probably. Things will go in a completely and totally different direction based on the answer to that single question. And I love whenever a game comes down to a moment like that, because that means that it becomes a moment that you look back on, and you debate, and you discuss, and you come up with other ideas of what if this, or what if that, or, what if we hadn't said that, or what if we had done something else? What if we had not answered the question? So, excuse me. So, yeah, I figure that at least the first half of the session will be discussing things with the werewolves. Or, the other thing that I have to call out with this group, because I know them too well, is that the other option is that they just attack the werewolves. And I'll say that's not a good thing to do right now. They're outnumbered. They have a lot of non-combatants with them, whereas every one of the werewolves here is a combatant. Pretty much every werewolf is a combatant. Not the same with changelings. A lot of them aren't. So, yeah, not going to end well if they do that. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. I've gone a bit longer than I normally do, I know, but it's the first one of the new year, so I thought I might give it a little bit more background, especially since it's going to be a big game. Enjoy. I look forward to the new year and continuing with all of this new adventure, this new direction for the channel, and Have a great day. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so that you get updates whenever I post. I try to post Monday through Friday. It doesn't always happen, but have a great day.